You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the show. I'm glad you could join me here today on this Training Thursday edition of the Cabral Concept, where I can't wait to dive into one of my favorite hotel gym workouts, or better yet, just your own hotel workout. Now, you could do this anywhere. You could do it traveling with friends. You could do it even outdoors. You could do it anywhere. That's the beauty of a lot of these workouts. It's that it's simplicity. Because if you're always reliant on a certain piece of equipment or machines or getting to a gym, oftentimes even the best laid plans can get pushed off to the side. And life happens, right? So what I like to do is say, okay, is there something I can do at home? Is there something that I can do when traveling to hotels or maybe over friends that you can do anywhere? And that might take you 10 minutes, 15 minutes maximum. And it's going to be a great workout. This isn't going to be, it was an okay workout because I was traveling. No, it'll be a great workout for you. So I've mentioned pieces of this before. I wrote about it in A Man's Guide to Muscle and Strength, which always, by the way, I say it's for women too. It's not just for men. I don't own that book. A publisher owns it, so they choose to call it whatever they choose to call it. But it's all my material. I mean, every word in there I wrote, every workout I designed, and it's 12 months of workouts. It's on equilibriumnutrition.com. It's on Amazon, and you can get it at either place if you choose to. But you don't need to, because today I'm going to give you my favorite hotel gym workout. The reason why I'm doing today's show is because I'm actually doing this workout tomorrow. So I record this basically one day in advance. That's it. And I'll be doing my workout while traveling. So I've left Boston. It's my last travel before summer officially starts here in the New England area. And then after that, I choose not to travel. I just don't like to travel in July and August. And that's kind of my downtime. That's my time with my family. My girls are out of school. We go to Maine a lot. We just try to relax and enjoy. And it's the periodization of life. I mean, that's really how I call it. There's a time for working hard. There's a time for downtime and relaxation. And again, it's not like I just not working. I'm still working, but I'm not looking to take on a lot of new intense projects or recording IHP, whatever it might be, right? Like those things are done and they're planned for. And so I get them done in this cycle. But what I don't want to fall off is that every time I travel, and I travel quite a bit during my travel time, that I get in my workouts. And so this workout here can literally be done with an exercise band. And I believe that everyone should have you can just be one singular exercise band. That's it. Because it can go with you anywhere, and you can create hundreds of different workouts with one band. Because what it does is an exercise band essentially substitutes for a cable at a gym. And a cable would be one of those kind of big apparatuses, and it has a handle on the end of it, or you can put a rope on the end of it. You can put any type of metal attachment, and it will allow you to do chest presses and reaches and rows and shoulder presses and whatever you want, just with a cable, right? Well, we don't have access to fancy equipment when we're traveling. Now, maybe we do at a hotel gym, but I never rely upon it. I don't know the hotel I'm going to be staying at sometimes, and they don't always show a picture of the hotel gym, or if they do, it's a picture of a hotel chain gym, but not necessarily theirs. And so I just make sure that I'm bringing my own. And a lot of times I like it. I can just have my own hotel room workout. And that's what I'm going to take you through right now. Super simple. You can do it, again, when traveling, but also you might just want to do this at home. This might be your home workout, and that works too. So I'm going to give you a circuit to do right now. You could easily do this twice a week, and it would be a very effective workout. All right. Let's dive right into it. No need to go into it any more than that. Let's dive right into it. So this is the workout that I will be doing, the same exact one tomorrow. And I'm going to give you a couple different band choices. So one allows you to hook up 3 bands for different types of tension. So you can go like heavy if you put all 3 bands, you can go moderate if you do 2 bands, or you can go lighter if you do 1 band, and you can actually choose the level of strength. Well, another band I use is just simply 1 band, and you can choose your level of strength, light, moderate, or heavy. And if you're someone that's never worked out before and you're on the thinner side, lighter side overall, go with the light bands. If you're someone that, works out a little bit and you're in decent shape, go with the moderate band. And if you're someone that's a seasoned exercise veteran, good amount of muscle in your body, go with the heavy, okay? But most people, we do the moderate to light moderate, and it works great. And then for even the vast majority of people, we just say there's a little set. It's like this little bag that you can buy. We don't sell it, but I'll link up to it. And it's phenomenal. I mean, because you get to choose the level of strength and tension. It might change per exercise. And also, as you get stronger, you can add more tension. So that's the nice thing about it. Okay, we're going to keep this super, super simple. So simple that what I want you to think about is this. 2 to 3 rounds of 1 circuit. Now, the circuit is 5 exercises. So I'm going to give you a 5 exercise circuit that you will do every exercise right in a row. After you're done with it, you'll break for 2 to 3 minutes to rest and breathe, relax, have some water, hydrate, and then get ready for the next round. And every exercise is going to be 15 repetitions. We're going to keep this real easy, real simple, and again, highly effective. So the first exercise is this: band chest presses. Okay, how do you do this? Super simple. You're going to attach the band with its little door anchor. It comes with a door anchor inside your door, and then you close the door. You put it in the little crack where the hinges are. You close the door. You test it to make sure it's sturdy, right at your shoulder height, and then you're going to face away from the door. You're going to put one leg in front of the other. They call that a staggered stance, and you're going to do a chest press, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to have both thumbs, okay? They're going to be right near your shoulders. You're going to press forward, squeeze your chest muscles like you're doing a chest press, a dumbbell chest press, cable chest press. Think of it that way, okay? You're going to squeeze those handles together, both arms at the same time, all right? You can look up chest press, band chest press. You can even do this 1 arm if you wanted to, but I'm going to have you start with 2 arm. And the reason is that if we did 1 arm, this would take about twice as long, the whole circuit. So we're not going to do 1 arm. We're going to do 2 arms again, but you can do 1 arm, nothing wrong with that. And we're going to really focus. We're going to go slowly, keeping the tension on the chest for 15 repetitions, okay? What if the band feels way too hard? Step back a little bit, okay? It will take the tension off. What if it feels way too easy? You could have done 20 reps. Step forward, put more tension on the band, or grab a heavier band, okay? This will help tremendously. Then you can kind of gauge it per exercise. So that's a band chest press. Staggered stance, 1 foot in front of the other, okay? As you squeeze together with your hands, you squeeze your chest muscles together, your pectoral muscles, you breathe out. As you come back very slowly, don't overstretch your shoulders, okay? Thumbs about 1 inch or 2, right in front of your biceps, your shoulders. Right there is called the anterior deltoid, and you'll be breathing in as you come back slowly. When you come back, don't stay stuck in that position. Press right back out. Squeeze, hold for a second, come back slowly, okay? Nice thing about using a band is you can actually hold for a second, keep the tension on the muscles, come back slow. That will increase your time under tension. I'm going to do a whole podcast just on time under tension. People aren't getting the results that they want or deserve for the gym. And for the most part, there's no tension on the muscle. You have to get tension on the muscle. You can do 15 reps with very little tension in the muscle. You can do 15 reps over 30 seconds, 45 seconds, a minute, or you can do it over 10 seconds. Get time under tension. Get tension on those muscles. I'll be talking about that more in the future. All right. Band chest press. Easy to do. Amazing exercise. And I want you to get the band. If you don't have the band, you know you can do push-ups. Elevated on a bed, on the floor, however you want to do them. But I want to make this about the workout that I'm doing that I find super effective. Here's the reason why I find this effective. I was doing an exercise, a circuit, basically the same as this many years ago when I was interning overseas. And all I brought was 1 band. That's it. I brought 1 band, and it traveled with me in India multiple times, Sri Lanka, China, Europe, and anywhere I went in the US for my internships. And I needed that for at least a month at a time. And it was great because, again, I was not there anywhere in India where I could do weight, workouts, gym workouts. Same with Sri Lanka. And where I was in Europe, there would have been gyms, but nowhere local where I studied. Where I was in the Netherlands when I did, my one of my official internships over there. And there was no gym. I was staying at the center itself. So I did this in my room. Took 15 minutes. Easy, right? Easy to do. So again, that's why I'm just such a huge advocate. We're always going to have excuses. You'll have excuses of how not to get in your workout when you're traveling or in general. I have my own excuses. I just make sure if that band is in my bag, which weighs like a pound, it takes up no space, that I'm looking at that, I'm saying, okay, you need to work out. I put it right at my desk. It's right there. I can see it right now, and I'm going to be able to work out with that. Okay. The next exercise is this. After you finish your chest presses, put the band down. Just let it hang right from the door. You're going to be going back to that in a moment. I want you to do the Bulgarian split lunges, often called split squats, as well. Now, I just talked about this exercise. It's one of the 2 exercises that most people aren't doing, that are completely overlooked, but should be doing. I will link up to that podcast if you've never heard of a Bulgarian split lunge or split squat. I find it vital for people to be doing this exercise because it's also corrective, which means it stretches out those tight hip flexors of yours, okay? And if you sit during the day, your hip flexors are most likely shortened, which can lead to lower back stiffness. Nobody ever really equates lower back pain with psoas tightness, which are your hip flexors in the front. We need to keep that in mind. Okay, so let's see if I can find that episode for you right now. It's episode 1203. StephenCabral.com/1203 will take you right over to the 2 overlooked leg exercises that time forgot. I like that title. And it's true, because these are exercises used for sure in the early 1900s with bodybuilders doing it and all that. But again, it doesn't mean you're going to build up this bulky body. But bodybuilders know how to lift weights. They really do. And they know about time under tension. They know about the SAID principle. They know about all these things. So it's a great one. Very few people, even a lot of personal trainers, not always using them today. And that's because there's a little bit of technique to it. But again, you can master that. And we left images on that episode as well. So just check out episode 1203. 1203. You know what? Why don't we do this? I'm going to make more work for my team and I. I have no problem with that. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to put images of these 5 exercises. Because it's the best thing to do for you, I think. So let's do that. So head on over to StephenCabral.com/1224. Okay? StephenCabral.com/1224. I'll put all 5 images, and I'll also link up to episode 1203 for that Bulgarian split squat. But just to give you a summary, for a Bulgarian split squat, you're going to put your foot flat. The top of your foot should lie flat on top of a bed, a lower bed, not a high bed. So somewhere about knee height. It just depends on how high the bed is, of course. But you can also just use a chair. So most hotel rooms, the bed is too high. So all I use is a chair. And if there's no padding on the chair, then I put a towel on top of the chair and I put my foot flat. I step out about 3 feet with my other foot and I allow my back knee to just bend towards the floor. Okay. My front leg is bending my hips are moving down towards the floor, so that basically my 2 legs look like 2 right angles. One foot is flat in the floor in front of me, and the other foot is flat on the bed behind me. And I'm getting all of the weight on my front leg. Do not put the weight on your back leg. The back leg is there to be balanced or to balance you and to stretch. That's it. The back leg gets stretched on the front of the leg, the quadriceps and hip flexors, and the front leg takes the work. Your glutes, your hamstrings, your quad, and your calves. They're all working. And that's the beauty about this exercise, is that it works all the legs in your muscles. Basically a hybrid between what's called a knee dominant and hip dominant exercise. Hip dominant means you're working your glutes and your hammies. And knee dominant means you're working, for the most part, your quadriceps, which are the front of your leg. And the hamstrings and glutes are the back of the leg. Calves are used in this to stabilize because you only have one leg on the ground. So you're really working on ankle strength. It's a great exercise. So great. And the nice thing is you can typically just do a body weight. Go slowly. Again, if it's easy, go slower. And then just go through the motion. Ease down over 2, 3, 4 seconds. Push back up to the top. Ease back down. Keep your chest up nice and high. Breathe in on the way down. Exhale on the way back up. Amazing exercise. 15 reps per leg, or as many as you can do. If you're a beginner, you might only be able to do 10. No problem at all. You're just going to grow each week. That's it. You're going to get better each week, okay? So that's the Bulgarian split squats. I will do that, and I'll do those nice and slow because I'm used to doing them with some good weight at the gym. But on my own, I can make it harder, for sure. I can make it harder. I can put the band, if I want, under me, and I can hold it to my shoulders. But I don't do that because this is just not meant to be the world's best workout in the world. It's meant to be a great workout to keep my body moving. That's important, right? It doesn't always have to be a personal best. So I do these Bulgarian split squats, and I do them really slow. I breathe in, and I'm taking about 5 seconds to lower my body. I'm feeling the stretch. I'm feeling the tension on my top leg, and then I push to the top, and then I ease back down, and I'll do that for 15 times, okay? Then I switch legs, and I do that for 15 times. After that, I'm moving on to my next exercise. I'm going back to that band where it's hanging in the door right now, right? So it has the door anchor. Now I grab those handles. This time, instead of facing away from the door, I face the door, okay? I move back so there's tension on the band with my arms at shoulder height. So it kind of looks like I'm finishing my chest press, but from the opposite side. Now this time, I'm going to pull way back behind me, okay? Pulling back behind me. And as I pull back with my elbows to go behind my back right at shoulder height, I'm opening my chest and I'm squeezing my back muscles because that's how the body works. So now instead of the chest being worked, it's actually relaxing and stretching, and the antagonist muscles are working, my back muscles. And those would be my rhomboids, my trapezius muscles, my lat muscles. There's a lot of muscles back there. Your back is about 1/3 of the muscle in your upper body, okay? So you don't necessarily even need to know all the muscles that are working. The infraspinatus and the teres minor and major and the posterior deltoids. Don't worry about them. What you're doing right now is you're working on your overall form and you're working on your posture. And you know that good posture is pulling that chest open, pulling those elbows behind you, okay? So really work on that. Squeeze at the back, come slowly forward, don't lose tension, and pull right back. We're going to do that 15 times. You're also going to be in a staggered stance. It's basically just the polar opposite of the chest press, facing the other direction. One leg behind you, one leg in front, nice and slow, 15 reps, controlled. After 3 repetitions, if it feels too light, take a little further step back away from the door. If it's too hard, move towards the door a little bit. And that's the way that you can adjust it. And of course, you can go heavier in the band, or you can go lighter in the band, whatever you need to do as well. Great, great exercise. That is the opposite of the chest press, and it helps you work on posture, which is why I always do it after a chest press and not to start. Okay, so I just went upper body. I went lower body with the split lunges. I went back to upper body. Now I'm going back to lower body. Full body workout, right? All right, this next one, love doing this one because I don't do it that often when I'm in the gym because I have all sorts of different, toys. I have my dumbbells and I have my kettlebells and I have my cables and I have all sorts of sandbags. I have all sorts of things to use, right? But when I'm on my own, I say, okay, yeah, let's do a bodyweight workout. Let's do a band workout. So I do squat jumps, also referred to as frog jumps. These are fantastic for hip mobility because basically you're squatting all the way down, touching your hands flat on the floor between your feet, and then you're jumping up in the air, raising your hands up in the air, jumping off the balls of your feet, explosive through your hammies and glutes and your calves, and then you're landing back down softly. You're absorbing and going right back down, hands on the floor. So you're literally jumping like a frog, and you're jumping in place. These are plyometric squat jumps. Great for explosiveness. They really get deep into the muscle fiber because you're stretching so low. And what if you can't touch the floor in front of you? Do your best. Just reach down with your hands and then jump up. Remember, never let what you can do or never let what you can't do stop you from doing what you can do. Just because you can't get your hands on the floor doesn't mean you can't do this exercise. Doesn't mean if you can't jump a foot off the floor, it doesn't stop you from jumping 1 inch off the floor. Do what you can, forget about what you can't. You will improve. That goes for everything in life, okay? Another way to do this is sit into a chair and jump up from the chair, and then sit back down in the chair and jump back up. That's a good beginner way to do it, and we do that at one of my studios as well. Nothing wrong with that. If you're a beginner, you're a beginner. Don't worry about it. Beginners don't stay beginners unless they choose not to improve. Start at the beginner level. That's what you should do. And then try it without the chair, and then get a little deeper, and then deeper. And if you can only do 5 reps, fine. Do 5. That's fantastic. I don't want you to hurt yourself. Then go to 10 reps. Or, go to 6, then 7, then 8. And then eventually, you'll be up to 15 reps. This gets your heart rate pumping, which is fantastic, right? Because now we're getting that metabolism really driven up. I did a podcast on that, burn more in less time. That was episode 1210. Hopefully you're tuning in each week to our Training Thursdays, sometimes Toxic Thursdays, but hopefully you tuned into that. Okay, frog jumps, great exercise. I don't do it enough. I'm doing it tomorrow. I'm going to get that heart rate pumping. I can't wait. Now, the next one is this. Band chops is up next. Band chops is how we're ending this workout. Why chops? Well, I always do my kind of morning routine, and you can do, all sorts of different crunches that you want, different things like that. Sometimes I do hanging knee ups at the gym, but what I want to do is band chops. I have the opportunity to do them, and there's really no better way to do chops than with a band. And that's because as you move more across your body, the more difficult it becomes to become. So it adds more tension. So a band for chops, there's really nothing better. I mean, again, you can use kettlebells and a dumbbell chops and all sorts of different things. But chops with a band, I think it's the best. I really do. You have to really control it, and you can move quick, and you can really chop across the body. We do this with athletes. We do it with everyday people. So here's what we want to do now. You're going to go back to the band, right? So you went band, body weight, and now back to the band. This is strategic, right? We can move through this quickly, and it's at shoulder height. Again, that means you don't need to move it the whole workout. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a big step out. We're going to hold that band with two hands. We're going to interlock our fingers on the handle. So both hands are holding on the handle and evenly, because we don't want one arm moving more than the other. And we're going to stand what would look like parallel to the door, okay? So we're going to step out about, whatever you need, 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet away from the door. Your hands are pointed towards the door where it's connected right now. And you're going to look straight ahead, and you're going to move your arms, and just your arms, basically straight elbows, not locked out but straight, across your body. And if you do it right, you should start it. Let's say you're looking forward, your right shoulder's facing the door to start. You're going to start with your left shoulder touching your chin. And you'll finish the exercise with your right shoulder touching your chin. And if you do that, then you're getting that full movement through your torso. So this is working the love handle area. This is working your obliques. Keep your abs engaged, your core engaged. This doesn't just work the abs. It works the internal abs, which are the transverse abdominis. I talked about all this on previous podcasts. Hopefully you tune into that. We'll try to link some of them up. It will work the rectus abdominis, which are the abdominal muscles that basically you can see. It works the obliques. It works your lower back. Great exercise. Don't overdo it. If you have a stiff back, just move through the exercise with good tension and controlled. Amazing exercise. It will help tighten and tone your waist. 15 reps on each side. If you can't do 15, do 8. Do whatever you can do. And then switch sides. Same tension, same exact with the feet. You just want to face the exact opposite direction, right? So 2 of these exercises, Bulgarian split lunges and band chops, you have to do each side, right? That's why I didn't have you do the chest press one arm at a time. Because if not, everything would be one arm each, except for the frog jumps. And that means we would basically double our workload. We could be doing one arm and one arm, right? So what I'm having you do is the one side each for the Bulgarian split squats. No other way to do them but one side at a time. And the band chops. Really no other way to do them than one side at a time. You can kind of go back and forth, but I don't want to teach that today. It's a little bit more complicated. And to be honest, band chops one side at a time, it's amazing. So that is the workout. That is it. It will take you approximately 30 to 60 seconds per exercise. Okay? It may take you a little longer for the Bulgarian split squats and the chops, which are one side at a time. Okay? So that's a great way to do it. If I go through these, band chest press will take me about 1 minute for time under tension. Bulgarian split squats, about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. Band horizontal rows, about 1 minute, maybe just a little bit less. Same with the chest press. Squat jumps, only 30 seconds because it's explosive. It's going to take me no longer than 2 seconds per rep, and I'm doing 15 reps, so no longer than 30 seconds. And then I go into the band chops, and that will probably take about 3 to 4 seconds per rep. I'm looking at somewhere around a minute for each side, right? So if I add these up, it's 1 minute, 2 minutes, that's 3, 4, 4.5 or so, 5.5, 6 minutes max. I look at this as about a 5-minute circuit. That's what most clients would take doing this inside of our training studio. I think that's what it'll take you as well. So I look at this as 5 minutes, okay? You can do a little warm-up if you'd like before it. You can do some planking. You can do some lunging forward and backwards. You could do some jumping jacks, just something to get the body moving. That would be fine. You could do 2-3 minutes of a warm-up, a 5-minute circuit, about a 2 to 3 minute rest in between. Okay, so now we're at about 10 minutes maximum right there with the warm-up. And then we'll do one more circuit. So what are we looking at? 15-minute workout. That's it. 15 minutes for 2 rounds. And that's maximum. That's honestly maximum that you could do it in. And if you wanted one more round, I bet you could take your if you wanted to do this 3 rounds in under 20 minutes, for sure you could do that. 2 3-minute warm-up, 5-minute circuit, 2 minutes or so between rounds, you'd be able to get in 3 great rounds. There's no doubt about it. Make sure you do get rest in between circuits, but this would allow you some really great results just from this. So if you made this your workout, for sure, you'd get results over a 4 to 6 week period of time. I use this whenever I'm traveling because then it keeps it fresh, it keeps it fun. Like, oh, okay, I'm going to get to do my band workout today. That's why I'm excited to do it. The gym may or may not have great equipment. Fine. Most likely it's not. I mean, if they have a sauna, then I'll go down after this and use the sauna. But there's very few gyms that actually have a good sauna. A lot of them have steams, but I don't do the steam because of the chlorine in the gas and in the steam vapor. So that is that, but that was a show topic for another day. So hopefully that you enjoyed today's show. I'm going to keep it at that for today. Head on over to stevencabral.com/1224. We'll get the 5 images today. We'll link up to the Bulgarian split lunges episode. We will link up how to burn more fat in less time. That's 12:10. And we will try to link up. You know what? I want to do one more. I'm going to see if I can find chops. It has to be a blast from the past, maybe like 2-year-old episode. But I'll see if I can find that as well on band chops. All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. If you do this workout, I would love to hear how it went. Post it inside of CabralSupportGroup.com. Post it inside today's Instagram post on, it's just my name, Steven Cabral. Let me hear from you. I'd love to hear the feedback. Thank you so much. And of course, if this was helpful, please do feel free to share this show with anyone you believe it could serve. I want to sincerely thank you for your support of this podcast. I couldn't do it without you, and I mean that. I truly do. I also want to make sure you knew that we now have multiple ways for you to find your answers to the most difficult health, wellness, weight loss, and anti-aging questions. You can find podcast-specific topics like thyroid, adrenal, hormones, sleep, digestion, Ayurveda, and many more at stevencabral.com/podcasts that will then link you to your favorite Apple, Spotify, and other podcast players. Plus, all new podcasts and weekly exclusive video content is being added to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Steven Cabral. And that's Steven with a PH. Head on over and subscribe so that you don't miss any of the exclusive content. Lastly, if you've ever found any of my podcasts or books to be helpful, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a review on iTunes or your favorite media player for the podcast. Rating and subscribing to the YouTube and podcast allow me to reach more and more people and help spread my mission of healing throughout the world. Thank you again for being a part of this movement.